What's that song about gangsters moving all sneaky like?
Real G's move in silence like lasagna. You wrote it.
What? For real? Spin that.
Now playing on Amazon Music.
If I were him, I'd bundle my home and auto and pick up the real Bitcoin. Save it.
Are you talking about Bowman?
No, bundle, man. Bundle.
Bundle and save with a personal price plan. Like a good neighbor.
Yo, Mr. Dan Goodwin, how are you, man? LPS Adventures, how you doing? Beth Baldwin, how's it going? But Dan Goodwin, man, more of that incredible art that you've been collecting, man. I'm always, it's always awesome to see that stuff. Mike, what's up, man? I'm just drawing, just sketching. I'm gonna just default to the same thing I draw whenever I need something random to draw. I should be working on pages of the comic thing, but I'll get to that. Of course, sometimes the random sketching I do ends up being part of a comic, so who knows? Maybe I'll turn this into a thing. Roland, you know what's up. Or something along those lines. I mean, these are I found some figure drawing reference online that I've kind of wanted to sketch the figures for a while anyway. So I'm like, this is as good a time as any. Dan, I might have missed that. A Humberto Ramos X-Men piece? I don't know. You get so much. I might have missed that. I'm going to have to go back and look because, yeah, that would be awesome. Corey Sims, how's it going? Today's your birthday. You're 25? Well, damn, man. Happy birthday. I remember when I was 25. That was a long time ago. It was almost 25 years ago, which sucks. You're young and you got you're in your prime, right? Yeah, me and Dan, we're up there a little bit, right?
This Thanksgiving, you can count on Smith's. You get up high quality with our exclusive brands and down low prices. Because at Smith's, quality and low prices always come together. Smith's, fresh for everyone.
Oh, commercials. I hate them. I hate them.
An email. Losing and
Jeez. 25 years old, the original Ultimate Marvel? Meaning like the ultimate universe? Is that what you mean? Addie, how are you? Ice Cream Cat, how's it going? Addie, what did you do? Should we be afraid to hear? Yeah, the 2023 reboot of the Ultimate Marvel line. It kind of seems like that had some heat behind it for half a second and then kind of fizzled and just went away. Like, it seemed like for a minute there was talk that Ultimate Spider-Man was good, and then it just suddenly, like, wasn't. Yes, it is almost Christmas time. Yes, in fact, it is coming up way sooner than I thought. Gotta start thinking about Christmas gifts for my boys. Gotta buy a Christmas gift for my boy. He's just a boy. Legos. Why and when in the hell did Legos become so expensive? Because holy crap. Absolute Batman become the trend among normies. That's a funny way of putting it. But yeah. Addie has unlimited power for plastic. I wish I had unlimited power for something. Anything. Yeah, I just remember like going into this local like higher end toy store, not like a Kmart. Does Kmart even exist? Walmart. And they had like a Lego set of Rivendell from Lord of the Rings. I'm like, oh, that looks really cool. How much is that? $600. I'm like, you have got to be kidding. You've got to be kidding me. Says the Lego Death Star around 2006 would be your guess for when they got expensive. Yeah. Lego Rivendell. It looked amazing. I don't do Lego. I never was interested, but some of the neat stuff that they can make, I'm like, I might want to try that. And then I saw the price. And the thing that sucks is my youngest boy, he's kind of got an interest in it. And so I was gonna say I have to. I don't have to, but of course I choose to. But I'll buy him a small one here and there. But then he'll see these big, awesome ones. I'm like, my son, I do not have that kind of money, my dude. Blockbuster, hence there's only 3 Kmart stores still existing. Okay. Remember when Kmart was the jam? Yeah, my ex-wife got my youngest son a Lego Black Pearl from Pirates of the Caribbean, and my son started hammering it together, but he got stuck. There's just a part of it where he could just not continue because it was kind of confusing, and he showed me, and I tried to figure it out, and I couldn't. And my roommate, who's kind of smart, she tried, she could not figure it out. And so my poor boy has this half-assembled Black Pearl pirate ship where it's like the bottom structure of the boat up to like the main deck, but we can't get it to stay together. I don't know, it sucks. I really wish I was smart enough. I need to find some what do they call in the Lego movie, master builders? I need to find one and be like, would you just fucking put this together for my son, please? I mean, I wish I was somebody that, yeah, Dan, sometimes it's over my head. I mean, you'd think putting together a Lego thing would be simple, but when there's so many pieces, holy Lord. And they have instructions step by step, but I'm like, what am I missing? I need a master builder to put it together.
In 500 yards, turn right.
Addie, you've been man crazy lately. It's all right. I mean, I appreciate that Legos as a brand is doing well. I actually thought that Lego movie, just the first one, was actually genius. It had no right being that good. And if they're killing it and people are willing to pay, I mean, you can charge whatever people are willing to pay. And apparently, Lego can make some bank, so good for them. But dang, I hate having to disappoint my son sometimes, but like, my son, your daddy would move the planet for you, but your daddy also has a financial limit. Especially since he tends to like kind of get bored with shit. I'm like, I'm not going to spend that much money on something that he's going to put down or potentially put down 2 minutes later. N-I-G. I'm trying to remember how I'm supposed to pronounce your name, but how are you doing? It's been a minute. Lewitsky. I mean, if you want to be shut out of the live stream, I can do that pretty efficiently. But you don't have to, but we can. Oh yeah, it shows NIGH11. Yeah, that's what it says. Yeah, we've had that thing where the names have kind of changed around for some people, and it's like sometimes I don't know who I'm talking to anymore. people I've known for a long time were suddenly different names. I'm like, oh, I don't know who you are. Who are you? What's going on? Thanks for stopping in, Dan. You're a absolute animal when it comes to creating comics, man. You are a hard-working machine. Roland, since discovering your channel, you've been trying to be more judicious about getting flashy books because they look good. I mean, it's just kind of a matter of just finding something that just kind of blows you away. And sometimes the flashy is awesome. Oh, I hate commercials.
Shut up.
Addie, what issue of Absolute Batman did they get you? I thought the art was pretty good. I mean, I would imagine the only thing that might throw a person off artistically is the portrayal of Batman, which makes him a very large, kind of beefy, like a very big, muscular, like thick football player type guy. It is a different take. I've read the first issue. I've got the first collection that somebody sent me, and I'm enjoying it so far. You've been calling your Marvel long box since yesterday and separating the actual runs from the stylistic fodder. I've got to start getting rid of stuff. It just seems like another thing in a long line of shit that I need to do that I just struggle to find the energy for. Like, I want to get rid of so many of my comics. Like, I don't even want money for them. I just want, like, I'm not willing to pay the shipping for other people. So I need to just start finding a way to. I'd like to get books in the hands of people that want them. Like, I've got some stuff that might be interesting to people, but I don't know. I just got to start. I got to just start making moves. You won't get anywhere until you start moving, right? Your rationale has been, this is neat looking, but Rob already has a video on it, so don't worry. Yeah, Addie, the zoo, that's like the storyline for the first issue. Here, Addie. Addie. Are the first pages this? Where it starts out, he's a kid at the zoo, there's a double page spread of the gun. There's a guy on a motorcycle. Like, these are the first 4 or 5 pages. Okay, so yeah, that's issue 1. I've got a collection of the first storyline. I actually thought the story was... I would suggest, Addie, give the story a read. Like, give it a try, you know. If you like Batman, you know, it's a pretty intense version, but, you know... Yeah, and you might end up liking, and again, you might not. It might not be your jam, and that's okay. It's not a problem, but it's even if the art isn't your thing, you might get to a point where you're like, all right, I don't dig the art, but you like the story, or you might not like it at all. It's 100% possible, and it's okay. A person doesn't have to love something that everyone else is loving. See, I don't know that much about Scott Snyder's work. I did not read Batman when he was doing it. The Court of Owls, everyone says, is like this great thing. And I don't know. I don't doubt that it's good, but I'm just kind of like, I don't. I guess something that might have thrown me off, and somebody could kind of check me on this if I've got the wrong idea, but if from what I seem to remember hearing about the Court of Owls, and that it did it good, but the thing that bugs me is that it kept fucking with the origin of the character. Is that true? Did they like add this whole new layer to the backstory of Batman that was never there before? Because I get sick of these books that take the character that you've known, Wolverine as an example, and they change it around. And they keep messing with the simplicity of the origin of a character. And I might have that information completely wrong. Crazy Bear, how are you? Mike, me like sleep. You want $1 million? Go get it. The dame was trouble. Dames usually are. That is some oh my. What I know what that's from. It's the little kid and the cat, the Bill Watterson comic. What the fuck is it called? I cannot think of it. Jesus Christ. It's like saying I can't remember Star Wars or Superman. Oh, jeez. Calvin and Hobbes. Oh my God, thank you. I was so far off in my head. But yeah, when he was doing Tracer Bullet. Yeah, that's one of my favorites, man. He's doing Tracer Bullet, like the film noir thing. He's like, yeah. The dame was trouble. Dames usually are. Roland, the worst part about Origins that Quesada outright admitted they only did it to beat Fox to the definitive origin. So, Roland, I kind of agree with Quesada. I don't care for what they did, but they did not have a definitive origin, and the movies could have done it. And I can see Marvel Comics going, if anyone's going to tell the origin of Wolverine, it's going to be us. So I actually agreed with the mindset. I didn't care for what they did, but I kind of feel like, yeah, they tell the story before the movies do. Because they 100% would have.
This Thanksgiving,
Yeah, Addie, I mean, it's a different take on the Batman mythos. It's what if he was poor, not rich, and Alfred was not like his butler. So it's different,
always come together.
but ultimately,
For everyone.
Trading is easy. Trading is hard. The difference
yeah, they
between-
they do not have these things figured out.
In this episode, we'll walk through how to turn a
Shut
level
the fuck up. Yeah, Addie, it's an alternate universe. It is not the Batman from the regular Batman comics. It's a different version. Roland, you don't agree with the decision. So you have a beef with Q, that I get. But okay, let's say, what do you think? Do you think that they should have just let the movies come up with an origin and then just said in the comics later, no, that's not it? Beef with Quesada aside, I don't like the origin because they should have just left the origin a mystery. It should never have been explained. But they decided they had to because the movies would, and I don't like that. But if someone else is going to screw with your character, I guess I kind of like that. Or not like it, but I get it. Oh, yeah. Me too, dude. The origin story, it was so complicated and convoluted. And I'm like, stop. And then I hate bone claws on Wolverine. I hate it. It's the dumbest thing they've ever done to the character. It doesn't make any sense whatsoever to me. And a lot of people, I know I've ran into a lot of people that completely disagree with me because it's been in existence for so long. It's just how it is. Some people seem to forget that Wolverine was not constructed that way. It was always an addition. The claws were an addition, not part of him. And I do not like it. I'm actually getting soon. I'm going to start the Fatal Attraction storyline where they have Magneto rip his metal out. Addie, you read the first 3 or 4 pages. I mean, if you ended up not liking, it's no big deal, but I get it. Yeah, so to be fair, I do have photo reference next to me. I am not coming up with this on my own, but I am doing that so that when I need to draw on my own, I've learned from real photos, but I cannot. Back muscles are hard. The back of arms can be tricky because we all focus on the front of a character. It's like you gotta draw everything. I've actually never got to read the entirety of the Weapon X. That was another book that was just going on, and I heard a lot of people talking about it, and I ended up picking up what I think is the last issue, where it's the big close-up of his face and his hands spread across the front and back cover. And I have subsequently, read like synopses of what the overall point of the story was, and I like it. It just kind of gives like a vague idea of him getting turned into the Weapon, but they took it too far in the book. Like they're like, you can't do Wolverine unless it's about a mystery of his origins, and he knows everything and everyone, and he's been around everyone and everyone everywhere. It's just stop screwing with Wolverine's origin. It's already ruined. Addie, I think if she's blonde, she'd look really good in red sparkly dress if she's working undercover. There you go. As a kid in the early 90s, I was like, wait, what? They were always there, but only discovered upon infusing the adamantium that it existed independently as a separate... Yeah, it doesn't make any sense. Yeah, Roland, it was present within the framing of an unreliable narrator. Yeah, it doesn't make any sense for, Wolverine to have had bone claws, and then he was given metal, but did the metal cover the claws, or did his bone claws just stay retracted the entire time, and then once his metal got ripped out by Magneto, then suddenly he could use his bone claws again? It was so dumb. Wolverine was always just a mutant with rapid healing and enhanced animalistic abilities and rapid, heightened senses and stuff like that. And that's all he ever needed to be. He was the perfect candidate to take and turn him into a living weapon. We're like, all right, this guy we have this magic metal. We could just stick this in him and give him retractable, concealed, unbreakable blades that cut through anything, like the perfect, discreet, hidden weapons. And then we'll just control him, and he is Weapon X. Simple, efficient, perfect. No. It's not Weapon X, it's Weapon 10. And they were it was part of the Captain America program, sort of, right? Didn't they kind of infuse that somewhere? The super soldier serum was part of it. It's beyond, it just drives me nuts. Yeah, how he lost his nose to become feral. Yeah, that whole thing was stupid. They removed his claws, dumbest thing, and then that feral Wolverine, the mask covering with the no nose. It's an embarrassing era for Wolverine. It's stupid. But yeah, where his claws was explicitly said, I don't know. I kind of feel like it was, but if I have to defend that position, I don't know how, because it was always known that he had the adamantium. They always said the adamantium and the claws were added to him. The Canadian government did this to him. So we knew that. But, so you just always took it like they added the adamantium, that has to include his claws. But then once Magneto rips it out, he's like, just suddenly has bone claws. Like, why? What? I hate it. I hated everything about it. And it can never be undone. It's canon. It is the story now. The Canadian government's always doing that shit.
Partly, it bugged us that only large investors were getting the consistent bond fund performance that everyone deserves. So, Vanguard made institutional quality bond funds available to everyone, with experts scrutinizing thousands of bonds and implementing...
Yeah, Addy, the Star Trek Next Generation is fantastic. You get a chance to watch it, I highly recommend it. Yeah, and just all that stuff. The simplicity of the character and ruined it. But it leaves the opportunity for internet loudmouths like myself years later to complain about it online and to debate it with people. What more could someone ask? Oh yeah, Roland. Yeah, I reviewed the classic X-Men issues, and there was the issue where Wolverine changed into his brown and tan costume, and Nightcrawler asked him, he's like, dude, why the change? And Wolverine's like, why not? It felt like that was a moment when Wolverine kind of grew up. The yellow outfit was like when he was a young, kind of angry, wild guy that needed some seasoning and some maturity. And brown and tan costume him in the Claremont era X-Men was like grown up, mature Wolverine. And then they just decided in the Wolverine comic itself, they're like, oh, he's going through this whole thing. It was like Wolverine number 50, where they're like, nope, he's got to put the yellow outfit back on, and he never went back. Like, just go back to the classic. Addy, do any of my characters wear jewelry? I mean, it depends. I've had characters, like in my He-Man fan comic, the She-Ra character. She had like 3 piercings in one ear, which I kind of based off a friend of mine. I've drawn necklaces and rings and stuff like that on people. Basically women. I don't know that I've ever put any jewelry on any male characters, but not for any reason except I just didn't think of it. Wolverine's got so much trauma, it's amazing he remembers anything at all. You know, that reminds me of one of my favorite story points. For anybody who read The House of M. If I'm going to remember this correctly, my brother covered this on his channel recently. But so Scarlet Witch, her mind fractured, finding out that her children were not real, and mutants screwed up everything. So she said the word "no more mutants," and it changed the universe and made what seemed to be, from what I recall, a better world, where like was it everyone had powers or something like that? Anyway, the point that I'm getting at is that when they found a lot of the superheroes, and they had to like get their memories restored, if anyone remembered or read the part where the characters found Peter Parker and he didn't remember any of his regular existence until they restored his memories in that alternate universe, and Peter Parker about lost his mind. Like, he freaked out from getting all the trauma that he suffered through his life returned to his mind all in one moment. Like, he just ran off screaming. And I was like, oh, that's harsh, but it's probably exactly what would happen. Like I was saying, my brother was covering the House of M on his channel, and so I was listening into it. I'm like, you know what? This House of M was really good. Brian Michael Bendis, I really like what he did at Marvel. There's almost nothing he did at Marvel that I didn't like. All right, Andy, thanks for joining as always. What's up, Panda? That's another one. Like, I know that when I see your name, one of these days I'll memorize it. I'll remember. But I know the name, whatever it's saying, Ettecnal. But I'm like, I know I'm supposed to remember which one of these fellas this is. And you say Panda, I'm like, right, of course. But, God, I don't know why YouTube did that. Can I just get Sydney Sweeney to come art model for me all the time, and I'll just do nothing but just art of her? Would that be asking too much? Yeah, Panda, Hot Voltage by Dan Gonzalez. Like, he's so good. Like, I was worried that I was overselling it, but I'm like, how can I oversell it if I truly believe it's as cool looking as I think it is? And even if, I love it and someone else hates it, I'm not going to hide my enthusiasm. But for a 19-year-old kid, man, he can draw. Like, imagine, like I was saying in the video, where is he going to be when he's, 10 years from now? The Uber woman, yeah. Miguel O'Hara is a better Spider-Man. Fight me. That's Spider-Man 2099, right? I read the first 5, 6, 7 issues of that, and then I was kind of done with it. And all I know about Spider-Man 2099 is just that he stayed around in places, wherever, and it's one of the best alternate costume designs for a character ever. But I don't know anything about the character beyond the initial storyline. And then, of course, the Spider-Verse movie, but I get the feeling that that was a lot different. Yeah, I remember. Yeah, they showed in the comic. I do remember that, how he was wearing it for a Day of the Dead thing. I'm like, oh, all right, that's. I mean, whatever. I did not know symbiote design. Never heard that. That's interesting. Whoever come up with it, like the face pattern, and then the way that the spider thing, the design, and then I like the little claws on the tips of the finger. He doesn't stick like Peter Parker, but those little claws on the tips of his fingers and his toes is how he can climb. And then he's got that, at least in the comic, it was a like ripped kind of airfoil sheeting, some kind of thing that allowed him to glide, and he just, I don't know, was stapled onto the costume and could allow him to sort of glide. It was really a neat design, or it is a neat design. When is that next Spider-Man multiverse movie supposed to be happening? Feels like it's been a minute. You've seen Rick Leonardi's concept sketches in Marvel Age, and it basically repurposes his original black and red design from Secret Wars. Yeah, didn't know any of that. That's interesting. I mean, it's interesting if you come up with a great design and it doesn't get used for the original thing it was created for, like, throw it on something else and keep that iconic awesomeness. What do you mean? Did we mention Batman Beyond in here? Are you talking about in relation to Spider-Man 2099? Because I feel like there's kind of a sort of similarity, I've thought, but I don't know if if that's what you're kind of getting at. Marvel editorial was afraid of confusion with Black Widow and Skulls tested well. That's funny. Yeah, Batman Beyond. I did not watch when it was on. I'm not sure why. It's something I was aware of it, and I caught bits and pieces. I guess I have to say that I have to admit to myself that I am one of those guys that struggled with, like, here's a new iteration of something else that I love. And I'm like, well, I love the thing that I like. I don't want to see some new bullshit imitation of it. And at times that has affected my ability to enjoy something that ended up being really good. I did obviously watch some of it. I did watch kind of like the opening shows eventually. And I struggled with one thing that kind of like, I shouldn't let these things bug me, but I struggled with like certain logical things. And that being that in just the span of, I don't know what the years were in Batman, but like from the time when Bruce Wayne stopped being Batman till the time Batman Beyond, I forget the name, Terry, right? Gotham went from like a city perpetually stuck in like the 50s or the 60s to like hyper advanced, super technologically advanced mega city where like all the buildings were like giant oversized super skyscrapers. I'm like, this wasn't enough time for the city to go from old school Gotham to hyper futuristic Star Wars city. It just bugged me. I'm like, it wasn't enough time. But how do you do the same futuristic story and keep Bruce Wayne in it? Gentrification? Yeah. And I did watch that, what's that, the animated one, the Return of the Joker? And like everyone was talking like it's the most amazing thing ever. And I'm like, it was just fine. Like, why is everyone so insane over how good this was? Then I saw the unedited version where they actually showed the kid fucking shoot the Joker. I'm like, yeah, that's the version that should have been done. What the heck happened there? They're all such spineless pussies. You can't show this violence in a cartoon. Neo Gotham City is set in the 2040s, so roughly 50 years after the original. Sure. The city also had a lot of foreign investment from China and Japan. Yeah, and that makes sense. But I get what they're doing. I don't blame them. If I was tasked with like, this is what the studio wants, so now go and make it work. I guess you're like, well, I guess we'll do something. Like, even if I can't logically understand, like, this wouldn't make sense, but I kind of have to do something. So, I don't know. I'm just splitting hairs here. Yeah, the satellite laser, that was cool. And I did like the Batman Beyond Batmobile, like that flying car thing. That was like, again, they take great designs. Like the Batman Beyond suit is pretty dang awesome. I do have to say though, I struggle with the way some artists translate the visual look of the Batman Beyond suit, because there's a certain style that they do in the cartoon that works, that kind of like, how does that really work? He puts on like this cloth mask and you just see his teeth moving. But I'm like, well, is it a mask? Is it leather? Is it rubber? How do you draw this when it's just an animated, just flat black design? Yeah, how do Terry's nose and mouth work underneath the mask? Um, yeah, it just I'm like so then when I see other artists try to take that design and put it in a modern like just draw it, just render it. Oftentimes it kind of comes out. I'm like, I get what they're doing because what else would you do? I'm like, it doesn't quite work the same. It's one of those things that's kind of hard to like. How do you make it work? Try not to. I mean, that's fair. Try not to think about it too much. Another thing is like if they try to like give it too much of a leathery look and give it seams and belts and buckles, one of the things that makes it awesome is it's like sheer like sleekness. The sleek kind of simple design pattern. And if you start trying to make it make sense, then you start adding detail and then you start fucking up the design of it. So it's hard to translate, I would say. So not an easy task, and I don't envy the guys who got stuck with that. Yeah, it's the thing that works great, better in this graphic, simpler animation style, and it breaks down upon closer inspection. How do you even draw a Samurai Jack in 3D, right? Is that what Destro? You talking Destro and G.I. Joe? I guess I've never thought about it. I've just always been like Destro, he's got a metal face, but then now that you say that, I've never dedicated any thought into how Destro's face actually works. So you stumped me. I've never put any thought towards that, but now that you say it, how does that work? Similar how form-fitting costumes can somehow vacuum seal to these dames every curve. I don't know how it works, but I'm glad it does. Yeah. Right? I don't know how it works, but I'll be mad if they change it. It needs to stay this way. I have spoken. And I do understand, like, if we just start picking apart certain things and start trying to, like, it has to make sense, then nothing will make sense, and you just lose the fun of it. So just, like, shut up. Just enjoy it. Just enjoy it. It's fine. Not everything needs an explanation. Destro has an iron helmet with animating lips. puts the air in the Batmobile's tires? Alfred does. Alfred does everything. And then eventually, when the technology advanced, he has robots doing it. Or Robin. He's like, you want to ride the Batmobile? He's like, yeah, I do, Batman. He's like, go fucking wash it. Change the oil. It needs a new air filter. You gotta change the spark plugs. Make sure you don't fuck up the distributor cap. You do all that shit, you can drive the Batmobile. Is it making you feel some kind of way? Good. I'm feeling some kind of way. Like I was saying, I just need some hot supermodel girls to just come art model for me all day long. Then we'll just make art, make sketchbooks and art prints and sell it. So what you say about Red Sonja's outfit? Just shut up and enjoy it. Yeah, that's one of those, like, you can't ever change it. That chainmail bikini thing. Or, you know, you eventually have to get back to it if you veer away from it. It's kind of like Vampirella. Like, that outfit is ridiculous. And I don't hate it, but I don't love it. But you have to have it. You have to have that ridiculous bullshit outfit. Because if you don't, then it's not the character. And then you could make the argument that a really good character has to be stronger than the clothes they wear. Like, describe to me a character without telling me their name, their powers, or their job. Tell me about the character. And then if that character is strong, they will stand on their own. You know, can Indiana Jones be Indiana Jones without the hat and the jacket and the whip? You know, can Iron Man still be Iron Man without the suit? I mean, eventually, obviously, you get back to it, but if the character's strong enough, they should be able to survive without the visual cues that make them their iconic look. Isn't, I mean, right? Isn't that what a real good character is? Rolling. The first episode, Terry discovered the Batcave because the bat was caught in the clock entrance. How did that bat get caught in the clock to begin with? I don't actually remember that. It's been so long. Frazetta designed that. I didn't know that. That's a Frazetta design? Really? Oh, Frazetta, is there anything you can't do? Have you seen pictures of his wife when they were kind of at their, like, adult peak? Like, she was hot from what I've seen. Is she art modeled for him a lot? Lucky fucker. This drawing here, she needs to be coming out of a cauldron of goo peppered with tentacles and eyeballs. It's always about the goo, isn't it, guys? You used to think comics weren't a big part of your childhood, but you actually did have access to a lot of humor comics, Archie's, Dennis the Menace, Mad Magazine. I mean, yeah, if it's just, you know, something you're holding that has drawings and words, it's all comics. Damn it, what the fuck? Jesus. The Max #3 was the first. The Max #3 was the first comic you ever read? Like, ever?
Our previous suppliers, they weren't really looking out for us. We ended up finding out it's not. No, we have a great partner with keeping us everything. The thing that I don't worry about much more is the support is really next level.
You're a lot younger than you seem. All right. You know what's funny is I hear a lot of people talk all the time about how much they love the Uncle Scrooge comics. I'm like, really? Like, as a kid, I loved DuckTales. It was one of my favorite things ever. And I remember kind of like at the time, like, whatever, it's just like a cartoon about ducks. But as I went on through life, I'm like, those stories in those cartoons, like, I loved them. But if you would have handed me an Uncle Scrooge comic book, I'm like, get this out of here. My comics I'm reading are X-Men. You know, I want some cool shit. I'm not saying that to, like, my pride. I'm like, I understand I'm missing out, but I just never would have understood as a kid. Who gives a shit about an Uncle Scrooge comic book? But like I said, a lot of people just are always talking about how awesome they were. So I missed out something. Let there be light table. Oh, God. Let there be additional light blockage. There we go. Yeah, the cartoon was great. I think as I get older, I get more sentimental. I mean, there's no maybe about it, but I hadn't watched DuckTales, that animated show, in years and years and years, like decades, right? And then I think my ex-wife found it on, like, she bought a DVD set, and so I started rewatching them and listening to some of these characters. I had some of these lines of dialogues and episodes memorized, and it was like hearing the voice of an old friend again. Does that sound completely stupid? I'm like, Huey, Dewey, and Louie, Uncle Scrooge, the nurse lady, Mrs. Beakley, and Webbigail, and Launchpad McQuack. I'm like, they sounded like friends that I hadn't seen in a long time, which I think speaks to the quality of the voice acting too. Yeah, I was like, man, I love these things. The episode and the like 5-part episodes with the city of gold, like the Gold Sun, whatever it was, where they, you know, found that city hidden in a jungle with you know, it was a golden temple, and they had 3 chambers. There was one of them that had gold coins, and there was gold dust and gold bars. I loved that adventure that they went on. I get real sentimental about shit like that. You said the series was incredible and the freaking movie just raised it to another level. What was the movie? Because I'm not sure I ever saw that. The Treasure of the Lost Lamp. I'm not sure if I know. Was it a specific, like, animated theatrical release? Yeah, I don't think I've ever seen it. Or if I have, I'm not remembering it as a movie. I might need to seek that out. Speaking of movies, I have seen Predator Badlands twice now. Is it a good Predator movie? Not exactly. Is it a good movie? Again, not exactly. Is it a horrible movie? No, it's not. I was on vacation last week, and I kind of wanted to do something with myself because I basically sat around playing video games, jerking off, eating food. I'm like, I need to get up and go do something with myself. So I chose to go to a movie, so I could sit around and eat food. I had popcorn is all. But it was kind of okay. Yeah, right, Roland, you're right. I mean, yeah, like let's be real. What parts of the Predator franchise are actually the great parts? The first one and the second one. I'd put those at top tier. I kind of like parts of the AVP, the first one, Aliens versus Predator, and it's basically just when the aliens and the Predators fight. I was into that shit. The second one was kind of... It's too dark and too stupid, and I hated every human character. I'm like, please, Alien or Yocha, kill all the humans. Maybe not the children. I don't want to see children die, but come on. Predators is fine. I saw that. I think I've only seen it once. That's the one with the where they get transported to another planet. They don't know it, and they're hunted. Yeah, I think I just watched it one time, and then I've seen bits and pieces here and there, and I was like, all right, that was kind of okay, but I never went back. The Predator, the Shane Black one, I've seen how bad it is. Like, who, what, how did this happen? Yeah, just what the hell? And Shane Black has made some stuff I really like, so I don't understand where he lost his mind at. I thought Prey was kind of fine. Like, I enjoyed it. I watched it twice. All right, that's fine. I don't know if I agree with, like, the Predators. Like, this was such an early version of Predators that they don't have lasers on their shoulders, so he had a weapon that shot sticks. I'm like, they have intergalactic travel. Unless it was, I missed a point and it was just this Predator's specific choice to not have a plasma caster. Yeah, he was Hawkins. I want Hawkins' body found. "50 meters, double back, no sound." I don't get that dialogue slightly wrong, but yeah, the director, John McTiernan, man, he used to make some badass movies. So he did Predator, he did Die Hard, he did The Hunt for Red October. Then he ended up in jail for lying about something legally. I don't know exactly what. Is that why they did that, Roland? The studio was concerned, like, there's not enough shooting. He's like, oh, okay, we got you. Let's see how much money we can spend. I like, because it kind of makes sense, because the characters had been hunted and, you know, they're like, we can't find a target until they finally, like, maybe it's right here, so just unload. I don't know how practical that is from, like, a tactical military. Like, I'd love to kind of, like, actually ask a real life soldier, like, okay, you're being hunted by something you don't know, but we know. I'll tell you, you're being hunted by a murderous alien, but your team's getting killed slowly, one by one. Does this scene where they just unload into the forest hoping to just get it, does that make sense? Or like, what would a real soldier do? But I honestly don't care, because that's one of the greatest scenes in all of cinema. He's like, I saw it. You saw what? I saw it. Yeah, I mean, I could kind of imagine it's maybe not the smartest thing to do, but again, when they've had some of the members of their crew already killed horrifically, and they just saw that Blaine got a hole blown through his chest and he's lying there dead, something's getting them. like just mow down the forest. Like get this thing or them or whatever it is. But yeah, I don't know. Again, one of those things like, I don't think about it. Because if you think about it, you remove the awesome. And who wants to go to see a movie like Predator and not have the awesome? I want the awesome. Something out there waiting for us, and it ain't no man. We all gonna die. Man's losing it. He's losing his cool. It's nothing but a couple guys running around out there, and we gotta take him down. You got me wanting to order chicken wings and watch Predator this Friday. Now if I could just get my wife to not complain about it. Anybody see that meme that's out there that says it's something like 89% of men agree that watching Predator is better than being married every time? Like, oh, brutal. True. It's like, yep. Would you rather be married or would you rather watch Predator? I'm like, huh. Well, it's been a good run, honey. Get your shit, get out of my house. How does The Predator compare to marriage? Oh, no. No comparison there. Of course, I mean, I guess it depends on who you're married to. Some people may not, I don't want to be. I'd rather suffer through The Predator than be at home with this predator. You know what's funny is that it seems to me, my perception, and it could be wrong, is that when Predator came out, it was not that well regarded. It was like, it's just another in a long line of action movies. But now, it's revered. And I think part of that is because we didn't know how good we had it for so long, with such good movies being made all the time. I mean, think about what we got in the 80s and 90s, like the Back to the Futures, the Ghostbusters, the Predators, the Star Wars, just all these movies, Gremlins. And so even something that was like mundane-ish at the time is now looked upon as a work of genius by the fucking garbage that we get. You know, no one has the balls, or very rarely, to make like a really truly badass action movie anymore and make it R-rated so we can, like, the adults can come to the show. So yeah, it's like Predator is retroactively seen as a work of genius, where, like I said before, my recollection of it is that it was perceived to be kind of just whatever, just an alien slasher movie. I've actually always said, and this is going to be a hot take, that Predator 2 is a better Predator movie. The first Predator is the best movie in terms of like cinema and film, if that makes sense. It's a good movie that anyone can watch and find something enjoyable. But if you want to see like a truly good Predator movie, like kind of maximizing the horror and the action, it's Predator 2 that's the best in that regard. Because that whole movie feels like a horrific nightmare scenario. Like, who would live in that world, in that city? Whenever they do try, it's usually outsourced to Jason Statham and dumped on some low-tier streaming service. That's true. Fucking voodoo magic, man. Yep. That scene with King Willie in the back alleyway, like, I actually mimicked that whole Predator killed King Willie sequence in my He-Man fan comic. I put it in there like beat for beat when He-Man killed Hordak. Like, that idea occurred to me. I'm like, I have to put it. I know I'm just ripping off stylistically that thing, but I don't care. I've got to do it. And it was super fun. You can't see the eyes of the demon. Tell him come calling. Nothing else here for you, Mr. Policeman. Time to go. Yo, Mello, Art of the Round Table. What's up? Yeah, Predator 2. Danny Glover's like, all right, who's next, right? He's like, come on, let's go. Like, it's such an obvious, like, well, I can't win this. I'm fucked. The ending of Predator 2 for so long was one of, like, the greatest scenes ever. Like, in the ship, see the alien skull, he beats the Predator, and then the other ones show up. It's just like, I want to see more. I want to see more. I want to see more. And nothing has ever kind of paid off that quite as good as I had it built up in my mind. But holy crap, was that awesome. Yeah, I love Predator too. I remember watching it the first time at home. My dad rented it. And then right towards the beginning, they have that scene where it cuts to like the Colombian drug lord guy in his apartment complex banging his girl. She's like screaming and like, ah! And then it cuts to it. My dad's like, damn it, boy, shut your eyes. Don't look, shut your eyes. I was like, oh, Dad, come on. I don't know who he is, but I know where he is. The other side. I didn't have access to a lot of kind of alternative comics, which I would say Dark Horse kind of had that. When I was younger and getting comics, all I had access to was at the local drugstore, whatever they had on the spinner rack. And that was usually only Marvel and DC stuff, and then obviously Image when the whole thing blew up. So I'd heard about Dark Horse and all that stuff, but I did get my hands on one Predator comic. I don't remember what it was. I assume I still have it. Maybe I don't. I don't know. I do remember one interesting part where whoever the character was, I want to say the character was supposed to be the brother of Dutch. And he picks up a Predator helmet. For some reason, he's got it. And he looks through it. And putting the Predator helmet on, you could see that through the vision of the Predator helmet, you could see that invisible Predator ships were hovering in the air all over the city. And I was like, oh man, that is scary. That would be like, they're just there all the time. That was awesome. That I liked a lot. Yeah, Batman Predator. I did pick that up when it was coming out. It was one of those where I didn't appreciate it quite at first, but then not too long after, like I was rewatching the Predator movies as a kid, and I reread it, and I just forced myself to sit down and get into it. And man, it's one of the best Predator books ever. They got the feeling and the vibe so right. I was shocked. Like, this is awesome. It was scary and dark, and Batman was not doing well against it, which is how it should be. Didn't Mitch cover an Aliens book drawn by Sam Keith? I'm not sure. Probably. He's got a lot of stuff, kind of like me. We've both covered so much shit. But Melvin, yeah, if you're still in the chat there, my dude, that drawing you did of the female character of mine with the medal, I thought it looked great, man. Like, I really enjoyed the video you put up where you were, like, you had the drawing, and then I like watching you do your process of using the eraser to form the highlights on her metal body. I'm like, ooh, that's cool. That's neat. I was into that. I was like, Mr. Melvin is a guy who draws nonstop all the time, and it's awesome. And I'm like, I gotta branch out. I gotta get a little bit better. I gotta experiment here. I gotta stop doing nothing but drawing comics about severed dicks and naked girls all the time. What am I, a child? Oh wait, yes, kind of. I like what I do. I'm too old in this life to be like, why draw anything except what the hell I want to? Melvin is mellow art of the round table right there in the chat. Yeah, if we have to be miserable all day at our 9-to-5 jobs, there's no reason why making comics in our spare time should be miserable too. We should draw what we want and have fun doing it, right? And if you're lucky, I mean, if you make a thing with passion, no matter what it is, you have a much bigger chance of having it connect with people. Like if you're making something you believe in and you love and you like it, in theory, hopefully, it will, connect with someone else. Because, I mean, I don't make my comics because I want other people to see them. I don't make them because I am the only one who's ever going to look. Like, I want people to see my stuff. It's also nerve-wracking to put it out there and risk getting somebody telling you fucking suck. But once you kind of learn that, you just gotta just deal with it. It's like, oh, all right, I can deal with it. I can handle this. Passion can supersede skill. Yeah. Isn't that how Liefeld got anything made? He's passionate, and he translated that right into a huge career. But yeah, the getting old thing for me, and choosing to I'm just gonna draw what I want, because who knows how long, you never know when that clock runs out, right? And why spend a bunch of time in your later years going, you know what, I had all that time and I didn't fucking do the thing I wanted to do, or I was concerned that other people would laugh at it or joke at it, and I'm like, but I never know, I should have just made it. I'm like, yep, just make it, just do it. What's the worst that could happen? Your mommy disowns you because you made some disgusting piece of comic pornography about a dick in a jar? Well, I'll find out. There's another element to all of this I've kind of discovered, is creating a channel on a whim and then it actually kind of working, and then now running into a bunch of incredible artists who were like, okay, you guys are all too damn good. It's kind of pushed me to be like, I gotta work a little harder. I gotta, it inspires me, but I also don't want to be embarrassed to be like the internet loudmouth, talking shit on some books, because I have plenty I talk about that I love, but I'm like, I gotta act like I at least take it seriously and can kind of do it myself, and I want to look at least kind of good to the guys that are watching and drawing with me. I gotta match their skill, or at least try. There's too damn many of you that are just too damn good. Yesterday's book from Daniel Gonzalez. Oh man, that guy, 19-year-old kid. Jardick is an important cultural artifact. Jardick. Why do I like that? It just sounds like a name for an alien thing. he's caught the Jardick or something like that. But should that just weird word just be the name of the comic, Jardick? What the fuck does Jardick mean? Open it up and read it and think, oh, there's like literally a dick in a jar. Why did I buy this book? You know why you bought it. You know why. Jardick is important culture. Yeah, so Mello, you bought his book. Did I know that? Yeah, it's, hopefully it wasn't too spoilery because I literally showed everything, but the guy deserves it. He deserves to get the recognition. Just too good. Too good. Cat will never catch up to Daniel. Oh, okay. You skip the video, watch it later. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, like take the opportunity to kind of catch it fresh. I don't think you'll be disappointed. You've had copies of books that I've reviewed, and like today's Long Halloween, and it provides a unique experience. That's awesome. That's nice to hear. Like I said in the video, I read the Long Halloween a long time ago, and I remember liking it. Like that was cool. I don't remember anything about it because it's been decades. So I do plan on to reread it, but for the moment, I'm just like Tim Sale. Like, I liked his artwork before, but seeing it in that black and white, I'm like, this is the only way I want to see this anymore. Absolute Batman by Tim Sale. That could be interesting. I bet he would nail it. I am digging the artist on that book though. Dragoda? What is it? I've got it right here. Dragoda? That guy's skilled. He's really good. You didn't like his Joker? Yeah, I like in my video I was saying I got kind of some specific likes and dislikes in terms of a Joker, but And his version of a Joker is normally one that I would hate, but for some reason, he touches me in that special place that makes me happy. I'm trying to decide if I want to try and draw her hand or just leave it out, because if I draw it and fuck it up, I fuck up the whole drawing. And I think I'm just gonna... I focused on the important parts. Eyes, face, hair, shading, an emphasis on something up front. Who needs hands? All right, I'm done. Well, I'm at least done with the light box portion. Let's see what I light boxed here. Ugh. This light box is like 2.5 decades old, and I think I've changed the bulbs once. Watch, I'll drop it right here and shatter them. I'm like, well, that's what I get. Set the camera to make sure I get everything. Did a message get flagged? I don't know, my dude. If you said something and it's not showing or no one responded to it, I've had that happen on a other live stream where I said something like not even weird. And it just didn't show up anywhere. And so then I said it again, but I just kind of spaced out the words and it put it up perfectly. I'm like, what in the hell is YouTube doing? Where did the doll... Have you seen that episode of South Park? Hey, my uncle used to do that to me. Oh my God, I hope you guys know what I'm talking about. I kind of like the way these come out. I kind of like the way I leave the black spaces open. It's like, if I fill them in with pencil, it changes it. And then if I ink it, it changes it again, becomes something else. But I kind of like the way it looks right there, this raw, unfinished pencil. I know. I just draw naked girls all the time. What can I say? Hey, Mr. Art of the Round Table, I gotta ask, you do so much art so often. Do you do art for like profession? Like, are you like professional? Do you get paid doing art elsewhere, something else? Because I really like what you do, man. Or is this just like a hobby for you, like some of us? Oh, I'm sorry. I hope that wasn't an inappropriate question. I guess, yeah, you could have just not answered if you didn't want to. Well, what a way to take up your time. I mean, it's what I would do. Yeah, time to fill up all them drawing books. This is some of the coolest Batman covers ever done. I think these are so great, just randomly. This is one of those times where back in the 90s when this come out, the cover alone made me buy the book. And I knew who Batman was. I had no idea what Grendel was, but I'm like, I don't know what's going on, but I need this book. I have to have this thing. It was one of the harder reads because it's so dense. This is not a comic book for beginners. You're trying to make it your career, you're building on exposure, you got stuff on Etsy, you do commissions. Awesome. I mean, I hope it works out for you. You do great stuff and then you pump out so much so quickly. You know, it's awesome. Yeah, I've got a video on that on the channel. I became a big fan of Matt Wagner. I collected this Grendel thing first, and then I kept hearing about his Mage series, Mage this, Mage that. And so I started reading that, and I'm like, I love this stuff. And then, as much as I love this Batman Grendel, his second follow-up, The Devil's Bones and Devil's Dance with the Grendel Prime, like, I think this is his best thing with Batman. I love this series, this book so much. But yeah, and then Grendel meeting Shadow. Again, I don't know much about Shadow beyond the movie, and then what I kind of read about him online. I've never seen much else of him, but I got enough of an idea to understand what the Shadow is. But what an interesting combination of Grendel going back in time to the 30s or 40s? Fascinating comic. Loved it. I know I shouldn't just be sitting here quietly flipping through a comic book. Like, how fun is that? But, God, I just... Like, what other kind of comic artist does things like this? I actually like the idea. Multiple panels to show acting, I guess, but then you don't put the dialogue bubbles on the art. You put the dialogue of what they say underneath the figure. It's a fascinating way of doing it. So 5, 10, 15, 20, 22 panels on a page. Holy shit. McFarlane's newscaster heads. That is a bad comparison because holy shit, is that boring. McFarlane could learn something from Matt Wagner, though I think most people would be like, hell no. They're just two totally different guys doing two totally different things. Matt Wagner can write. That's the difference. And he can write dialogue, and he's just awesome. This double page spread of Batman charging at Grendel. You know what sucks? Is there was an entire, I want to say 8 to 10 episode Grendel TV series filmed, completed, and finished, and then Netflix shelved it, never to see the light of day. Like, it's done. And they said, nope, never mind. In a way, I'm kind of worried that they wouldn't get the character right and they just fuck it up. And so maybe it's better that it's never seen, but also the part of me is like, oh my gosh, if maybe they got it just perfect. Roland, there you go. Matt Wagner has a story to tell. McFarlane has toys to sell. That rhymes too. You can almost hear the Riddler saying that. Batman says, I don't know, he's got to have some answer, some response to that. Like, what is comics? Wagner has a story to tell. McFarlane has toys to... Yeah, Wagner has a story to tell. McFarlane has toys to sell. Anyway. That's brilliant, Roland. I really, really like that. Well, I've gone about 2 hours. I'm going to call it a night for the moment. I had my fun. I drew a couple of hot naked girls. What more do I want? I should be drawing my comic. I should be scripting my current one. Hey, there's going to be a Youngblood video out, probably tomorrow. I've got Planetary coming up. Uncanny X-Force, issues 1 through 4. That's awesome. We're going to be talking about that. But yeah, thanks for hanging out, guys. I really, really appreciate it. I know, Roland. I honestly was not going to do another Liefeld book, but Youngblood #2. It's literally out like last week. It's current. People are talking about it. I'm like, I just did Snake Eyes. I was going to spread it out. I was going to put a couple of weeks between it, but I'm like, I have to do Youngblood #2 because I just got it. So I'm like, all right, here we go. What's up, Adam Brooks? And yeah, but thanks, guys. Appreciate all of you, as always. And I'll catch you on the next one. Hopefully me and Jessica's been sick. We were going to stream last Saturday. She's sick. She's still sick tonight. So maybe Thursday or Friday. We'll see. Never enough Liefeld, right? I know, right? All right, guys. Thank you as always. I'll see you next time.